There's this book called the Necronomicon, which has incantations in it that if you read, you will bring about the apocalypse. And I think you can create your own demons. But I think that you can also foolishly invite those into your life. I think that is a danger. So the very first day of public school, a guy named John, who was the cool guy who smoked cigarettes and wore a denim jacket, just beat me up for no reason because he said I was looking at his girlfriend. I'm just standing there petrified, and he punched me in the face. That's not a really good memory. That haunts me. But so I, maybe just out of not wanting to get beat up over and over again, tried to make friends with John by trading him my mom's diet pills in exchange for not beating me up, bonding over the love of the same type of music, which at the time was Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, all of the greats, you know. And I ended up a week or so later spending the weekend at this guy's house because his parents were out of town. And I think his intention was to beat me up more, but I thought maybe I was going to, you know, make amends or, you know, identify with this guy. Just foolish. He lived in an area in Ohio, Canton, Ohio, that was very still in development. His house had a barn, but it was a gigantic lot of land. It was about the size of a football field. We went to his place, and he said, "You want to see something scary?" And it's almost like a creep show, The Twilight Zone or whatever. So we trekked to the barn. You know, he tried to make everything seem very mysterious. I know that was part of the cool guy, jean jacket persona of trying to be the evil sort of kid that was the dangerous guy that everyone's afraid of. We get to the barn. He's just like, let me show you something, but you can't tell my brother. It was like the biggest thing. We get to the top of this loft, and at the top of it was some sort of really makeshift satanic altar. There was just rotting carcasses.
Stop reading the book!
We both got really scared, and that was the most supernatural thing ever. We get to the top of this loft, and at the top of it was some sort of really makeshift satanic altar. There were dead pigeons, dead rabbits. And it's one thing to, like, you're a kid and you know, step on a frog or you shoot a bird with a pellet gun. But this was like animals cut open and their rotting carcasses hanging and blood everywhere and blood soaked into the hay. And I remember him telling me, "I've showed you this. Ever. Tell my brother or you're dead." I'm already scared. And that's when he broke out this book called the Necronomicon. At that point already, you know, I think without even involving ghosts, we're dealing with a situation that, you know, is obviously unsettling.
Come on, man, read it.
And then he stopped, and the brother that he had, his older brother, pulls up, and it's with the bright lights. He's got his brights on. Just gets out of the car, noise is playing. If this guy, John, was cool with his denim jacket, this guy was like the Jolly Green Giant of his brother, because he had a bigger denim jacket and he was really tall. We both got really scared because I think that this guy believed in things that were not good to believe in. We ran out of the barn and decided we were going to take this new piece of literature, the Necronomicon. We were going to go read it, and for all I know, the guy was just trying to mess with me more. And so I did it, because that's what you do when you're a kid. In front of us, it's a forest, a woods. So we start foolishly just lurking into the woods, because there was a path. Not very far, there's a clearing, and there had been a house. And I don't know if it was a previous housing development, but it was, for the most part, either unfinished or decimated, because it was just the frame. And of course, the only legitimate structure was the cellar door. Not a basement, but a cellar door.
All right, let's go.
Of course, John made me go down there. He said, you're gonna go down there and you're gonna read these incantations by Bic Light. It was dark. I don't even think it was really a basement. I have no idea. It just wasn't a good idea. So I went down these really rotted stairs, and there's dripping sounds. Handprints on the walls. I could hear whispering or talking. And at first I thought it was my friend talking to me. He was scared. I don't know if he was trying to work me up.
Read it, come on, man. Read it.
And I'm standing with the lighter, shaking. It's, of course, burning my thumb. And I'm trying to read through the pages, and that just sounds like the worst thing you could possibly do at that point.
Read the book.
Fresh out of Christian school, I had read the Bible enough to know that this isn't good.
Bright light of nights, mistress of the gods.
This was the point where I was quite convinced that tonight, the end of my world was going to happen. I believe in the fact that there is energy, and if you mess with it, something can happen. And then in the middle of it, we both got really scared because we stopped. I could hear it talking, and it was very scary. It was people talking, the whispering that I heard. It was something along the lines of, do you believe in Satan?
Open the door that I may answer. Open the door that I may answer. So read the book. Open the door that I may answer. Open the door that I may answer.
I dropped the book, dropped the lighter, and we ran in fear. There's no explanation for it other than that there was something supernatural involved, something that really had a presence of evil. So we get back to his place finally, exhausted. My head's still reeling from the whole book, and this was very unnatural, and it scared me. It made me feel like I created something by reading the book. We had clearly gone messing with things that we shouldn't have messed with. I mean, there's just things that you shouldn't bother with unless you're prepared to, face the consequences. The next day, I said, let's go find that book, and let's get it back, because I think that we have unleashed something terrible. So during the daytime, we went back through the whole trek, and none of it seemed scary during the daytime. We get back to where the woods were, and we follow the path, and there's a clearing, where we saw the structure, the house and the cellar. didn't exist. It was gone. And no one has an explanation for it. The fact that it disappeared, like it was some sort of evil oasis in the middle of the night, I think is directly related to our behavior. And that was the most supernatural, strange thing that I've ever in my life experienced. I've myself have underestimated the power of the occult to this day. I would go back to Ohio right now and look for it, but I know that it won't be there. I think that I've turned into a worse monster than anything that I could have dreamed of, because that became my life, and I don't think that there's any other explanation for it.